In STEM, we do lots of projects about science, technology, engineering, and math. You can learn about various topics while doing fun projects like 3D printing, robotics, design, competition, modeling, science, circuitry, prototyping, and documentation. One topic that was quite interesting was circuitry. We learned about basic circuitry such as parallel and series circuits and switches. In a series circuit, there is one loop of conductive material running from the positive to the negative side of the battery. Lights or other devices are put in order on the circuit. Since the current flows through each component, if one stops working, the whole circuit will stop. In a parallel circuit, however, such a danger does not exist. There are two lines of conductive material that are attached to the positive and negative sides of the battery. The devices are put between the two lines, one side touching the positive and one side the negative. That means the current will continue if one component breaks. The circuitry was cool, but I think the most exciting project was light and bioluminescence. In this video, I'll talk about some of the highlights. Light is what powers almost everything we do. It allows us to see the world around us and enables many forms of communication, including phones and radios. More about that later, but first here are some important facts about light. Light is made of photons, which are particles with no mass. Light travels as waves, some of which we can see and some not. Light travels at an astounding speed of 300 million meters per second. That means it can travel around Earth 7.5 times per second. Speaking of waves, there are a few main parts of a wave. First, there is a peak or crest. This is the highest point in a wave when graphed. Then there is the amplitude. The amplitude is the distance of the peak to the middle of the wave. One of the most important measurements of a wave is the wavelength. The wavelength is the distance between points on consecutive slopes which are going in the same direction, up or down. The fourth measurement is the trough. This is the lowest point when graphed. Light waves are organized into a spectrum called the electromagnetic spectrum. In this diagram, you can see the common categories of waves ranging from lowest to highest frequency. Radio waves are the waves with the lowest frequency and highest wavelengths, whereas gamma rays are more harmful and have the lowest wavelengths and highest frequencies. Radio waves are what your cell phone and internet devices use to transmit data. So when you send a text message, an invisible light ray is sent from your phone. The small part of the spectrum that we can see is sandwiched between the ultraviolet and infrared zones. In this video, we will focus on the visible part of the spectrum. The three primary colors of light are red, green, and blue. Mixing these primary colors creates cyan, magenta, yellow, and white. When white light is shown through a prism, it is scattered and therefore a rainbow comes out the other side. The same effect is what causes a rainbow in the sky. Sunlight shines through water in the atmosphere at a specific angle to create a rainbow. In this case, the water acts as a sort of prism. That's why rainbows occur when it is sunny after raining. Have you ever wondered why a pencil appears to be bent at the surface of water when submerged? This is because of a concept called refraction. Refraction is when light speeds up or slows down due to a change in medium. So what is a medium? A medium is something that light moves through. In this example, air is the first medium and water is the second medium. Light moves slower in water, so it bends. This is why the pencil looks different inside of the water than outside. There is actually a law of refraction called Snell's law, but let's have a look at a simplified version. Depicted here is light entering a new medium where the cyan line represents the border between mediums. The dotted line is called the normal and is formed when light hits at 90 degrees, thus not bending. The angle at which light hits is called the angle of incidence. The angle at which light proceeds into a new medium is called the angle of refraction. These measurements are present in all cases of refraction. There are many uses of light, and one of the most fascinating is bioluminescence. All sorts of animals light up using bioluminescence for various purposes, including defense and communication. The basic chemical reaction for bioluminescence occurs when oxygen, luciferase, luciferin, and ATP are combined to create oxyluciferin and light. Most sea creatures that use bioluminescence light up blue, because blue is the most visible color at any depth and is visible further down than the other colors. This is because blue has the shortest wavelength of the basic colors. Some examples of such creatures include jellyfish and copepods. Fun fact, there are no freshwater bioluminescent creatures. All these organisms live on land or in the sea. In STEM, we use their knowledge of circuitry, light, and bioluminescence to build a model bioluminescent creature and research it.